Where are you from?
From Atlanta, south side of Atlanta, you already know.
What was life like growing up on the south side?
It was cool, you know what I'm saying? If you from the south side, everybody know that we love each other down there. It's a lot of stuff that happened, but if you see two south side people, they click together. For sure.
And what were you doing like growing up on the south side? What were you interested in?
Hooping, you know what I'm saying? Anytime on the south side, bro, if it's a goal, if it's anything, me and my little brother, we there. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
What inspired you to start playing basketball?
Probably my older cousin TJ. When he moved down from South Carolina, we weren't really into nothing. We was just living it to that point. And then around like 7th grade, he got us into it. You know what I'm saying? He broke his neck playing ball. Got a tattoo right here, like, you know what I'm saying? Heart 12 basketball. So that's why I wear 12 to this day.
And so at what point did you like start taking basketball serious to where you said, to where you said that you wanted to like have a career?
7th grade.
Oh, 7th grade.
Like, yeah, so when he brought it to us, it was like, okay, you got to be doing something constructive. Because we used to get into little trouble, you know what I'm saying, like boy trouble, you feel me, like stuff that you do back in the day, like steal from stores, different stuff like that. We ain't proud of that, but got something productive, so had our eyes on that since then.
What were some of the like milestones or highlights of your basketball career when you were younger?
I got a lot of them, for sure. So like, I always, like the first one, I always wanted to probably average 20 a game first. That was the first milestone. Most people, when they say average 20 a game, they think of it differently. They go like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, or they just go full head. We thought of it like school, so we like, hey, if I score 5 points a quarter, that's 20. And that's how I started averaging 20. After that, got Mother's Day MVP. That meant a lot to me because my mom had short-term memory loss. You know what I'm saying? She had an aneurysm, had to have brain surgery, so that meant a lot to me. For sure, start the team. So right now, I have my own team. So that was for sure like a big way. You know what I'm saying? That was a big milestone.
So what made you want to start your own team?
Okay, so getting right into it. So look, starting my own team is like coming from the south side. Like I said, we all stick together one way or another. I seen a lot of guys behind me, you know what I'm saying, that was getting in trouble, you know what I'm saying, a lot of them like coming up on the south side, everybody know like our accreditation was bad. You feel me? Going to college for sure. So scored 50 in front of UGA. Never forget it. My little brother got benched somehow, and I scored 50 in front of UGA. They was here to see somebody else. They offered me verbally, then they checked out, you know what I'm saying, I went to North Clayton. That was like, can't do it. The accreditation ain't good enough. You're gonna have to go to like a 2-year college, then come. I ain't gonna say that crushed me, cause you feel me, I always had my eyes on different routes, but that took a big blow. So I didn't want nobody else to feel that, so I was telling the younger players, like, hey, I'm gonna make a route outside of what's the normal route is, you know what I'm saying? So we can be on the south side, we can still hoop, we can still do our thing, so you're not doing it for nothing.
And so where did you like start the team? Like what league does the team play in right now? So
right now, this is our first year. We're in IBL. You know what I'm saying? That's down in Forest Park, south side, baby. So we 3-2 right now. Our next game is January 7th.
And so are you the coach as well as the owner, or are you just managing the team?
So right now, I'm a player, I'm an owner. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to be all the spots, so we have a coach too. You know what I'm saying? He drop in and off, but we're adults. We play specific roles on our team, and that is what it is.
And so for the people who are joining this particular league, do they have hopes of making it to the NBA?
They do. Like a lot of NBA players come back and play in this league. You know what I'm saying? It's so many leagues in Atlanta, especially semi-pro, that people don't know about. These are big avenues. Once you're in the loop, you're in the loop. You know what I'm saying? Because you might see this player play with this team in this league, but when you go to another league, that's probably like 10 minutes away. He gonna be on another team. So it's real. It's a real community out here.
And do you have future goals of playing in the NBA, or where do you see yourself?
I do. So right now, I say next 2 years. Because right now my option is I'm looking for overseas first. I was supposed to go over to Madrid in Spain, probably like last September, September 5th, but I messed up my ankle in July, the end of July. So I ended up not going. But after that, made my team.
And so why did you want to go to like Madrid or Spain to play?
Because it raised my stock. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to take the traditional route. Like, we rave about being a student athlete, but I feel like that's a trap. Because school is not for everybody. Like, I do good in school, but I'm an athlete, not a student athlete, so I want to take a route of an athlete.
So after you graduated high school, you sought to go overseas.
Yep.
Okay. And so how long ago was your high school graduation?
17. So like, soon as I left school, I moved out because that's when my mom got sick and everything. She was losing her place, so took some years off. Then when I was able to, when I became stable, I went right back into it.
What are some of the challenges that you face while starting your team and just chasing your dreams in basketball?
I'm not really a big person that receive a lot of hate, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't too hard for me. It was just who I placed myself around. Because there was a lot of people I was around that was like, you know what I'm saying, I don't think that's going to work, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't think that's going to happen. They was giving me constructive criticism, I ain't going to lie. It wasn't like, no, from a hating standpoint. But that was probably the biggest thing I went through, because I had, through those 2 gap years, I already knew what was going on. So I was just gaining connections over time. Right. So,
what is your greatest aspiration with your basketball career?
To reach others. Like, if you watch my Instagram, I'm always talking about purpose. Basketball is a career, it's not a purpose. I want to give back all the knowledge that I have, whether it is basketball, whether it's life, being a black man, whatever, giving knowledge.
You also have a YouTube channel as well. Can you talk a little bit about how that meshes with your basketball experience? Okay,
so yeah. So I do a lot of vlogs. I do a lot of basketball activities on there. Do a couple vlogs with my girl. Like, she come out, she record the game, just like everything. Like, I try to, like, since I'm giving back knowledge, I try to document my process as much as possible so players can see the beginning process. You know what I'm saying? They see it's not an overnight thing. It happens over time.
Do you think that it's fair that college basketball players are now being paid salaries that are more than their coaches and their teachers?
I don't know, because like I said, I was always one of the players that was like, yo, I wish they get paid. But a lot of people don't know in details, it's like the college player gets paid off their likeness. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a player that's not really known like that, if there was a player that's not known getting paid more than their teachers, you know what I'm saying, then okay, I'm mad. But if it's somebody that's really out here putting in work, they're known, everybody buying their stuff, yeah, I feel like they should get more of the percentages.
How do you feel about people who say that the money that the athletes get don't incentivize them to play hard? The college athletes.
I feel like that's a slap in the face. If we talking about, I'm gonna go straight up to NBA, right? Because NBA, like, me being around a lot of NBA players, like I being a lot of runs, you know what I'm saying? Being a student of the game, I'm gonna ask them a lot of questions, but it's a day in and day out grind. You know what I'm saying? And I prepare myself as such. So if you was to ask my girl, she'd say the same thing. Like, it's year round. Even though the season like 8-9 months, you feel me? It's an all day grind. And in the off season, they working out twice a day. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you don't work on it, you're going to lose it. So the players that's working, that money is worth it. You putting your body through hell every day.
Yeah. Is there a lot of money in the independent, like, basketball business?
Like my team.
Any team, just the business in general.
Yeah, it is. Like you can, like the way I'm doing it through, like I said, nonprofit and LLCs. I get I'm doing that. So when people give me donations, because a lot of people donate stuff right now, because they say I'm a young black guy, got my own team, they say I got business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My sponsors, they donate, but I'm trying to have it to where they receive something back.
Right.
You feel me? So it could be lucrative for sure.
How does your family feel about everything that you're doing?
They feel good. You know what I'm saying? They trying to support a lot more because you know black families they gonna be hesitant for a while, then they'll reach out there and try to get along with it.
When you say hesitant, can you like explain something specifically?
So, as a black athlete coming from like a poor neighborhood, of course, they always got something else to do. They always going for like they always working. You know what I'm saying? We always working, we struggling. You feel me? So, to come out of there off time to come support is harder for sure. So, but they starting to prioritize that a little bit more.
Right. So maybe like when you were younger, they weren't kind of able to come to the games, that type of thing?
Yo, being real, I got more comfortable with my people not coming to the games than come to the games. Like, I think in my whole life, my mom and my dad probably came to, I'd say max probably 10 games, and I didn't have.
Really?
Hundreds of games.
Did you play AAU too?
Yeah, like hundreds of games.
Who'd you play AAU for?
I played a lot. So I played for Southside Heat. That's over there, Coach Calvin. Shout out to you, man. Okay. One of my mentors. Played for Southern Stampede, Coach Fuller, Coach Martell. You know what I'm saying? Played for Running Rebels. I played for East Point Raptors. I played a little bit of Georgia United. Even though I hate them, they gave me my first L ever. Like, yeah, like.
Why?
I played for a lot of teams.
You don't like Georgia United?
I don't like Georgia United.
What's the best AAU team in Georgia?
That's constantly changing. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say. But like the best, I say the best brand of it.
Yeah.
I know Southside, like from the Southside, Southern Stampede. If you look back in a lot of NBA players like Ant-Man, a lot of people like that. They played
for Southern Stampede.
Yes, Southern Stampede.
What about Atlanta Celtics, and are they still here?
Yeah. No. That's good. You know what I'm saying? Them, Georgia Stars, Georgia United, like they all had big. You know what I'm saying? They all had big followings. They all had big players. But coming from the South Side, a lot of players went to Southern Stampede or Express, Atlanta Express. That's the same thing. Like same team, same people.
Oh, okay. And so, for someone watching this who aspires to do what you do, what advice would you have for them?
As a basketball player or as the owner part?
As an owner, an entrepreneur, a basketball player, like how do you get to where you are in terms of you're living out your dreams, playing semi-pro, working out, you know, trying to get to your goal of being an NBA player, you got a company. Like how does a person even start to do that?
Okay, so first you gotta have a love for the game. I ain't gonna lie. So as a player, you have to love it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put in hours and hours of work. Me and my little brother, he probably like a year and a half younger than me. Like we worked our ass off. 5 o'clock in the morning before school, we running hills. Like we just got a love for it to this day. After that, you know what I'm saying? After the player part, I say you gotta care for others. Cause like I said, this really is not for me. You know what I'm saying? My career kind of paved in a good direction. So you got to care for others. Like me, I want to make sure other people have somewhat of a direction. So when they out here, they not just going to the gym just to go to the gym. Then everything fade. You can fall into anything. As a black man, we can fall into jail, trouble. We can fall into everything. Like it's any way possible. So for sure, that's my. And again, on the owner part, make sure you gain connections. Everybody's a connection. I talk to a homeless man if I could. You feel me? Like they got knowledge that I don't know. You feel me? They know somebody that I don't know. Even if they don't know them on the best of terms, you can point me in the right direction at any time.